Alright guys, so I finished 3 parts of this test, of the Asvab, and now, let's go over what I finished so far. I finished general science, I finished arithmetic reasoning, and I finished word knowledge. The word knowledge was really the only thing I had a problem with. There were some words in there that I really had no clue what they meant.
LeBron James.
Just to give you guys a little hint here, they're basically just synonyms. So like this word is most likely comparable to this word. So most of the word knowledge was pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. You have to just basically break down the words. Break down like its language. If you guys can figure out like, okay, this word was, more than likely from this language, this word, just take your time on that part. Because there again are a lot of words you're probably not gonna know. This is an example of one word that I did not know, and I'll manually look it up after the test. It's pious, P-I-A-S. I have no clue what pious means. So that's just a quick example of the word knowledge. Arithmetic reasoning, I come from a math and science background, so general science and arithmetic reasoning for me were fairly simple. I'm pretty sure I'll get through mathematical knowledge and electronics information just as simple as I got through the other ones, but they are really specific questions. Arithmetic reasoning was basically just story problems where they ask you, pretty intense story problems. So if you guys have no math background and you have no practical math application background, I've been to college, so I have all this. I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to math. Again, I'm come from a math background, and I've taken classes that have went over arithmetic reasoning before, but if you are not used to story problems, and I don't mean like these simple story problems, that's how in-depth these questions are. As you guys can see, my notepad is literally full. Like my notepad's literally full with all types of math questions, and mostly from that arithmetic reasoning.
Hi.
Okay.
Again, do some research on the word knowledge because that's a really difficult part of the test, and I suggest going to take the practice test on that before you do anything else, as well as the arithmetic reasoning. Those were very hard. Again, I've only finished general science, arithmetic reasoning, and word knowledge. General science for me, again, was pretty easy just because I'm used to math and science. But what I have left, I have 7 more parts of this test to finish, and I'm trying to finish them all today. So I have paragraph comprehension left, I have mathematical knowledge, electronics information, automotive information, shop information, mechanical comprehension, and assembling objects. So I'm going to go ahead, finish these last 7 parts of the test. I'm not going to take any more stops, any more breaks, and just run straight through it as fast as I can. Of course not as fast as I can, but just paying attention to everything, making sure I'm taking my notes, and yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little update on this. So it is a really hard test, way harder than I thought it was going to be. And again, I come from a background like literally where I've written 4 books, I read a lot, I go to the library all the time, I read some of the smartest people in the world's books. That's literally like my thing. I'm a big nerd, so even for me, this test is really hard. So I want you guys to again take that into note before you start the test, because this is going to be very hard for people who are newer to this type of knowledge. So if you guys are newer, make sure you guys are spending that extra time. So go to the links below before you take your Asvab. Don't try to run through it. Even if you're in a rush to get it done, don't try to run through it, because I swear the last thing you want is to score low and get a job offer that is horrible and you don't want it, and you're going to have to tell your recruiter, hey, I don't want this position. And then I don't know how that goes, if you can like retake the Asvab in a certain time frame to get a different job offer. But I do know once your test is done, it's done. Your score is basically going to put you into this category of jobs, and they're going to offer you a job. You can either take it or not. You don't have to take the job that they give you, but again, you want to score as high as you can to get that job that you want. I'm also going to put the scores below in the description so you guys can see, like, alright, if I score 60, am I going to qualify for this job? Of course, if I score 30, am I going to qualify for this job? And I know there are bases, base boundaries on how specific it can be, per job. So like say you want to be a cybersecurity specialist, which is what I'm going for, is cybersecurity. So I'm going to need a score of at least, I think, 80 to be able to get into that job field. So I need to pay attention to this, and if you guys are going for a job like that, you're going to really need to take the time and study for this test because it is very, very intense. And I can give it to you guys, I did not think this test would be this hard. I did not think it would be this hard. I did not think it would be this in-depth, and I thought it would be pretty simple, to be honest. Like I said, I'm a nerd. I always take tests. I never had a problem taking a test. But you're not really given, a certain test booklet for this. This is just random questions within a certain category, and you're just gonna have to be able to, come up with the answer somehow. So, if you guys need help with this, check out the description below. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this test and give you guys the results at the end. Alright guys, so I just finished my Asvab, all 10 parts of it. I started at 2 o'clock. It is now 4:28 p.m. So that just gives you guys a little bit more of an understanding of how it goes and in the time length frame. But I will throw this out there, okay? So the parts on mechanics and stuff, and I don't want to scare anybody, is very foreign to me. So I'm very, very interested to see what my results are in the mechanical part of it. Just considering that, not just the mechanical, it was the mechanical and the shop information parts of the test that I had a pretty decently hard time with. Mostly because I don't spend that much time doing messing with cars or anything like that. I never took a formal high school shop class, so I had to put out a lot of guesses, and those 10 to 20 questions. And I don't want to say that I got them all wrong, because a lot of them I did know, just from remembering stuff, from having friends that deal with cars, deal with stuff like that, and just from knowing all this different random information, sockets, different tools that you use when you're say working on a car, different parts of a car. One of them was name, just for an example, name a part of the drivetrain on a car that doesn't belong. So name the part of the drivetrain on a car that does not belong on the drivetrain. There's just a few questions like that I personally had a few issues with. There was multiple issues that I was having with them, but a few of them I just had to think about for a second, and I encourage you guys to do that as well. But that was something that I did find sort of difficult. I know everybody has their different specialties and different things that you've been experienced with. Some of you might have even took a shop class in high school, college, so you might have a little bit more information on this than me. But for me personally, the shop and the mechanical part was sort of difficult, just because I don't have too much experience dealing with cars directly, and knowing the things under the hood of a car specifically. And I don't even mean car people. You think you got this, but there are a few questions in there that are very specific to different parts of the car, the engine, the drivetrain, the axles. And there were a lot of questions here's a question that sort of messed me up. What type of screw do you use to nail something into concrete? What I'm trying to say is just take your time with this. You don't want to rush through it. Any tips and advice that I can give are basically just to take the practice test, to write down all of the questions that you don't know the answer to, and actually write down that question and that answer from the practice test. Keep it with you, study it, just read it, read all them questions that you didn't know the answer to, and that's basically it. So if you guys are having an issue with the study part, I just recommend doing that. Again, just writing down the questions that you don't know the answers to, and writing down the answers as well to them, and then just reading them over a week period, whatever, however long you're studying, and really start to, conceptualize, okay, this isn't just a test on this or that, it's a test on everything. So it's a test on the 10 topics that they give you, and they're going to ask you specific questions about those 10 topics. They're not going to be vague. They're not going to be, under-explained. They're going to be explained to the best that they possibly can, and they want a specific answer. So a lot of those were a little bit more difficult than you guys would think, and I, again, just really, really want you guys to understand that depth within these questions, as well as understand the not the topics, but just how these questions are asked. So again, like I said, what type of nail do you use to nail something into concrete? If you guys know, put it in the comment section below, because I had no fucking clue what the answer to that question was. I'm not like a, brick mason, or I don't like, I don't do that for a living. I do YouTube. I'm a writer, so it's a little bit difficult for me to answer those types of questions. But I'll get off that topic. No one really cares. Plus, if you guys are having an issue with it, like I said, you can always just take the practice test, write down the ones you don't know, write down the answer to them, and just study it. That would be the easiest way that I could explain that you guys can do it. So now I have to get a hold of my recruiter, let him know, and it said like take a verification test. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, take the verification test. I'll let you guys know a little bit more in depth of that. But I hope you guys got something from this video, whether it was just, a rant about how the Asvab is hard, or there's certain topics in the Asvab that I didn't understand. But I hope you guys take that into consideration when you're doing your test, because there are going to be things that you don't understand. And whether you're like me and you don't know the mechanical side, or you're like somebody else who might not know the mathematical and science side, like, you're going to have a problem with one of these sections, because I'm not going to say you're going to have a problem, because some people might know every fucking answer, I don't know, but you're going to have a problem more than likely with one of these topics, two of these topics. So just brush up on those topics that you don't know too much about. And I wouldn't say go ahead and go to the library, read about mechanics or nothing like that. Just take those practice tests for those parts. So if you don't know much about mechanics, take the mechanic practice test. Don't take the whole Asvab, just take that part. Take that part, write down everything that you see, write down every single answer that you get, and just keep that information, keep regurgitating it to yourself, because that's how you're going to understand it, and it'll help you with the other questions as well, because a lot of them are related within the different topics. So basically, I'm done with my test. I'm going to go ahead and talk to my recruitment officer, get the information I need from him to do the verification test, and I'll let you guys know how that goes as well, the verification test part of this process, and we'll see what job I get. So I'm going to take you guys along with me through this journey. So the main point of me actually going through this is just to help out other people who are taking the Asvab and going through the same process I am. So I still have not got a job offer yet. I'm still waiting for my test scores, which I'm going to contact my recruiter about today. So I'll let you guys know what my test scores were, and I'll let you guys know, how I did in each section that I completed. And we'll see how I did. So hopefully I did really well. Hopefully I can get the job that I wanted. Like I told you guys, I'm trying to go for cybersecurity. So I'm going to get that position or something similar. I'm not going to accept a job that's like, infantry or anything like that. No offense to anybody that wants to do that. Personally, for me, that's not what I want to do. I want to do something with technology, whether it's programming, whether it is cybersecurity, whether it is, just overseeing a project, because I feel personally that I had the skills for that, and I think I scored into it given the categories. So in the electronics category, the science, and the math category, I fucking did amazing in. I don't think I got really, maybe 2 to 3 questions wrong, and that's just being modest. So I think I did really well in those parts. I know I did really well in those parts, and I know I'm gonna score really good. So I hope that I can get the job that I want, and if I don't, I'll let you guys know, and if I do, I will let you guys know, and I'll let you guys know how to get into the job that you want. So I've done a lot of studying with the Asvab, so I know basically the gist of it. So if you guys have any questions, post it in the comment section below. Other than that, make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. I'm going to continue to make these videos and just come along with me on my journey. So my journey especially is going to be very interesting, being my weight. I'm 6 foot tall, and I weigh 150. I'm pretty skinny, so I have a lot of bulking up to do, a lot to a lot of gaining to do. I at least want to be like 170, 175 when I go off to boot camp. So I really want to get the training in. I want to get the workouts in. I want to get my meal plan right, all that good shit. But of course, that comes second to being put into the job that I want. So I want to make sure I get the job that I want, and then once I get that job, just start pushing until I go to boot camp. I don't have a boot camp date yet either. So as you guys can tell, I'm just not new to this process, but I've probably started doing it maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago. So I guess I am new. So I don't want to have to settle for any job that I don't want. So I'm going to go for that, go for it, and go for it. No matter what I have to do, hopefully I can get into that position. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and got something from it. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, leave a comment and tell me what I missed out on the Asvab and what could have helped you more. And other than that, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, which I'll probably be going over what happened with my verification part of this test and how that test went as well. So I don't know how the verification for the Asvab goes. I'm pretty sure they just ask you questions to make sure you didn't cheat. But we'll go over that. I'll tell you guys my updates after I talk to my recruiter, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. And again, I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you guys got something from it, because that's all I wanted in this video, is for you guys to get something from it. Obviously, I couldn't put too much information on, like, you know, the exact questions and the exact answers, because I don't want to get in trouble personally for putting out that information that, you know, you're not supposed to actually put out. So anything like that. So besides that, I mean, pretty much I'm done. I'm going to call my recruiter, and I will see you guys in the next video, which hopefully will be tomorrow. If there is no video on the Marine Corps tomorrow, I still have videos going up every single day. So check me out. I go live on Fortnite as well every night, play with subscribers and play with you guys. So if you guys want to play, I do sub games every single weekend, and I'm live almost every single night starting at 11 p.m. Eastern time till about 1 to 2, just depending on how long I want to stay up. So maybe I'd get on a little bit sooner, maybe I get on a little bit later. But make sure you guys hit me up. Make sure you hit subscribe. I can't even talk right now because I'm trying to talk so fast. Hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.